Hello and welcome back to Carnation Crafts. Hope you're all well, and I'm so excited to be back with this second hour. But I have to tell you from the top, the new launch of the Heritage range has been so busy. We are already 80% and just over, so just bear that in mind. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is a massive, huge launch right here. You can't get it anywhere else. It's exclusive to Carnation Crafts. And we are launching the brand new Heritage range. And as you can see, this is bespoke. This is beautiful. This is style. This is elegance. It's everything that you could possibly want in a brand new range. It's got that freshness, the crispness to it, but it's also got the beauty to it as well. And you can see all the colours are heritage colours. The inspiration is taken from William Morris and things like that with the floral elements, but this is a little bit of magic. So if you are looking for something totally different to what Carnation has brought you before, then the Heritage range could be for you. But also you can mix and match this with Clean and Simple. You can mix and match this with your other Carnation products, but as a standalone range, this is incredible. Now you'll notice on the screen we have got a very special price for this one. You will receive this fantastic collection for $59.99. Now normally if you brought these individually, it's over £95 worth of value that you're getting here. So let's start off to show you exactly what you're getting. You will receive, first of all, you are going to get your scented rose, which is a beautiful rose in this one with the decoupage layers, but also you've got your sentiments in there too. So again, a lot of metal for your money to be able to create the most beautiful cards. Then next up for you, you have got your stationery rectangles. Look at these. So again, these are going to help you cut out all the elements in this collection. But like I say, this is a totally different format to anything we've brought before, but you are going to have to be quick for this one. Now next up for you, we've got the stationery squares for you as well, but look at the detail. It's got that regalness about all of these. But then as we start to move in more to the beautiful designs, you have got this one, which is the rectangle frame die set. Look at that. The intricacy, the detail, the fretwork design that has been done in there. It looks like a piece of fabric. You've got so much detail available on this die. And you've got the mats and layers in there too, so making it easy to mat and layer that shape. Then you've got the decoupage layers, which are fabulous because with these as well, you can now layer these onto the backgrounds to add that extra detail and that extra design to your projects, giving it that 3D dimensional look. Now, with the Heritage designs, you will notice, yes, the packaging is different, but we are also giving you as well, especially if you get this limited, I would say like a limited edition kind of style of product that we're bringing you today, because you will get in here the printable USB. This has got all the different designs on there. You've got 25 different folders with 25 different colorways in, and then a variation on each and every one. So you might want this in green, you might want it in pink, you might want it in blue, you might want it in purple, turquoise. You've got so many different tones that you can now pick from. But everything is on this printable USB right here. But only at the moment, the only way you can get that mainly to get it for free is with the main bundle. Like I say, this goes back up on Friday to $69.99. But if you get it today, technically you're getting the USB for free, but all the dies in there are $59.99. But altogether, if you had to buy it separately, £95 worth of that. I would highly recommend that you get the Pro Print paper to be able to print off all your designs, because at the moment we've got a deal on that, because with this being a printable USB that you're getting with it, so you can print them off day or night, whatever time you want, in different tones, different colours. Pro Print paper is now $9.99 instead of $14.99. 250 GSM, that's the one that you need with this, because these are not the double-sided ones. These are just a single side. So 250 GSM is 220, sorry, is ideal for that one. First board out, just looking size wise, you've got a big size of your actual, I always do this because again it shows you size perspective. you've got, if you want to look on the website and you want to get all the measurements out, but for me, I just think if I show you that, you know how big these are. They aren't little teeny tiny ones. You've got your decoupage layers, you've got your elements, you've got your grounding for your rose. So it actually looks like it's growing out the ground. You've got your bird there. Then you've got these fantastic sentiments, which are a new generation of sentiments that have been done for this USB. Now with these, it's like you've got a matte layer and a shadow already with you. So when you actually print them out, you get that crispness, you get that evenness, and you get that designer look with it, which makes it look absolutely incredible that you can see there. So really, really beautiful to have that there. Then as we move on, you can see with this, these are your decoupage layers. These have all been cut in the different colorways. So some are a little bit more softer. So you've got a little bit of play with this. You've got like night and day. So you can intermix, you can highlight areas, but you've got those beautiful little birds and then the roses. These fit all onto the background. So if you're wanting to do decoupage layers like that, you can add them on there, or just accents on your cards. I have to say, this is my favourite, and we shouldn't have favourites, but how beautiful is that? On its own, on a black cardstock, on its own on white cardstock, silvers, golds, vellums, acetates. This is going to look absolutely incredible for this. So do think about what you could now be doing with this. And again, you're seeing some of the different colourways with that too. The stationary rectangles, these are beautiful because these are going to cut out all your different label shapes that you've got there. So again, you can cut them out for your sentiments and things like that. You can utilize them to make your shaped cards. Frames within frames, these look absolutely stunning. So again, it makes light work of having all these dies. But then you've got the square ones. And again, this is where you bring in your own style, your own design. This card I was showing you before, this has got the smallest ones on there. So obviously size ratio, you're going to have all those designs to be able to cut out all your frames as well, which will make it very, very simple. Now these boards were specially designed just to give you a little bit more inspiration, a little bit more creativity as well. But you don't have to use the whole panel as whole of it. You could just use half of it. You might just use a corner of it. You might use your circle dies and just cut out a little piece. Can you see? So you've got your essentials from Carnation. You could cut those out and make little and just use little elements of this. But if you wanted a mainframe card, offset, you've got all of those to be able to use with those colorways. And again, different styles. The little bird just sat underneath the rose as if it's in the garden. Just the background with a sentiment. It doesn't have to be complicated, but you've got the style, you've got the elegance, you've got the beauty of all of this. And like with this one, they've staggered the roses behind it. So again, it gives it that frame. Just use the background tone on tone. So you can see this is just a plethora of different designs that you can do that as well. Now, just to show you some of the print off colour shades on your USB. Sorry, I'm moving everything around so I can show you. Now, this isn't even 10% what's on the USB, believe you me. I'm going to start from the bottom and show you some of the darker colours, okay? Now, these are the frames. You've got all the dies in the main collection. You can lay them on, you can cut them all out at once. So you're not cutting out individuals. Print to size and then literally just cut them out. You've got the solid ones, you've got like the smaller ones, you've got the panels and things like that. So again, everything's been thought about really well. So you're not wasting ink or your pro print paper. Cut out pages with those, but you can see the different tones on there. This is fabulous. And I'm also trying to find you, look at this. That is genius. Duo papers, okay, so you can cut one of the layers out and then you've got the second layer. You don't, for your matting and layering, you're not cutting out whole sheets all in one to be able to do that. Let's just bring some of these in. And again, you've got toffee tones, you've got caramel tones in here. You've got so many different colours on your USB, your printable USB. You just plug it into your computer and you can start using those on there. So again, it makes it incredible with that USB. It's the first time we've done a printable USB to go with the dies as well. So again, it just makes it very, very easy now for you to print out day or night, whatever you want to do. You've got like beautiful chalk colour paint colours in here as well. Look at that in the pink tones. Absolutely beautiful for Mother's Day, birthdays, and all those special occasions in between. But with these will be ideal to use with a lot of your other little cards as well, to mix and match. I love that soft like latte colour. And then the green, really, really fabulous. This is, like I say, I haven't even shown you all the purples and everything else that we've got as well. So I'm just trying to think where I've put all them other sheets. Because I've got a little extra bonus surprise for you as well. I'm going to say I've got 2 of them, but I'll show you these 2, but I don't know what I've done with the others unless I've piled them on. Got them. Right, okay. In March, you will notice on your USB when you get it, March. This is March release. You will then get a circle, and you will also get this little deer that's on there on your USB. So bear in mind, if you buy the full collection now, you are future-proofing the next 2 collections, because you won't have to buy the artwork. The artwork is already on the USB, but you are going to need the dies with it. So this is March's release, and look, you've got different tones again. And then April, we've got the square. So you've already got 2 brand new collections with all the different colour variants already on your USB. So like you say, you can see the different tones you're going to be able to mix and match together. All of these are on there ready for you. So if you get that USB now, which is worth $19.99 on its own, is actually a freebie in the collection if you buy it today. So bear that in mind. But like I say, the stock is getting very, very lean on that. So just remember. But like I say, for that sort of price, have that amount of artwork on there, all the different colorways. And technically, if you get that today, like I say, you're getting that for free. How amazing is that? So again, beautifully done by the team here at Carnation Crafts. But do remember, the price is not staying. This is not available on anywhere else. You can't get this on Hobby Maker or anywhere else. This is literally done for the Carnation Craft customers right here today. But the price goes up on Friday, and that's if we've got any stock left. I'm not going to lie to you. We're frantically making phone calls. We're trying all sorts to see what we can put together to make sure that we're doing that for you. Now, what I've done is use one of the duo sheets, okay? So what I've done is I've taken that beautiful, you can see this is white, this is your 350 GSM, and then it's got that very, very soft, yeah, it's like a canvassy texture, but it's got like that soft blue in there as well. But look how fabulous that blue just looks in that. I must admit, I've really, really loved the colorways that they've used in these collections. So I've taken the largest die from this set, and I've cut out to make my card blank. I've put about 1 inch score line in, and this is going to be my card blank base. So even with this collection, because how many collections have you brought in the past from other companies, I'm going to say it, and you've got your topper and everything, but you've got nothing to put it on. Carnation always makes sure they give you a card blank base, and then everything else to mat and layer and to make it so it's perfect. Because look, you've got that beautiful edge that corresponds with the trellis design. So let's add this to our card. A little bit of foam on a roll, all available on the website as well. So do have a look for this on there too. But honestly, this has been such an exciting day. When we came off air earlier, we were all squealing with delight because we were so pleased that you all loved it as much as we did. Because obviously, you know, the team in the making of it, the stress that goes into it, to putting these kits together, you'd be surprised how many hours and how much effort the team, the love and the care that goes into making these. With it being a brand new range altogether, you can imagine these are stunning. Look at this. But you can make and sell. Remember that. Make and sell as many as you like. Home decor this is going to work for as well. And like I say, when I'm back in March, shall we say, we're gonna do something a bit different. I discussed this earlier with Miss Bunny, and I'm gonna do a few different, probably a little home decor piece I think we're gonna do. So again, something different for all of you, okay? So I've just put the glue on the back, but look how beautiful that is. Stick it onto vellum. You know, use your elevate and things like that onto acetate and things. You are gonna make so many different designs with this, but it is stunning. Then you've got the plaque designs. These would be great as well. You know, if you punch a hole either side and put ribbon through it, you could tie them around bottles. If you've got a wedding or something like that, place settings, these are going to be beautiful for those as well. So a little bit of foam on a roll on this just to higher it up and give it a little bit of height again, just on there quickly. But this foam on a roll is genius because this is off the website and it is easy peel, because if you've got daft nails like me, it's easy. Or if you've got no nails, it's going to make it simple. So popping that onto there. But thank you to everybody who's watching us. And like I say, we're so busy this morning. We've got a lot more American people with us this hour because now they're up and awake. And obviously, you know, I've had a look at some of the orders, and some of you I've managed to sign some of the things. So again, a little message for you when you open your parcels. So look at that. How striking is that? And like I say, leave it like that. No decoupage. You don't have to add anything at all to this if you don't want to. But again, it's more cost effective. But I would definitely say use the 220 GSM because you can mold it, you can shape it. If you do these in paper, these are not going to hold. Because this is single-sided, I would definitely say get that one while it's on offer as well. But you can see with this, easy to build up, easy to design your layout with it as well. But again, don't commit to the stick, just literally position it how you want. Take a picture of it if you want to remind you what you've done, and then create. And also leave your cards, when you've made them, leave them out in front of you, because this then will inspire you to try something different. So then your cards don't all end up the same, because we do that sometimes, a lot of us do. We get in one pattern and that's it, which is fine. These would be great for notelets though. If you want to make your little notelets, or it could be a top of a box or something like that. But these, I do think as well, if you wanted to, you know how you can get like a glaze? You could glaze them so they'd look like porcelain. Oh, I'm thinking now, yeah. We could put a little bit of glaze on them. There's lots of things you can do with this, but do you know what? Even on their own, they look incredible. So busy for this one. Like I say, we were very busy this morning, and it's just getting quicker and quicker for this one. Now, I've got my little bird, and the little bird, because you've got your grounding piece, he's just going to be sat there looking up at the flowers. So again, we're giving it design. I'm then going to snip off my little bit of my rose at the bottom, because I don't want to see that, because I'm going to be using my sentiment, and my sentiment is just going to sit again in the bottom. And these sentiments, like I say, the design factor that's gone into this are so good with that matte layer on there. They just look fabulous. So adding this into there to give it that little bit of a look, and hopefully you can see again, different style of card, different shape, different colorways, how different your cards can look just by bringing in the same elements but in different colors. You are going to get years and years of use out of this collection with it having that printable USB with it. But do remember, like I say, this is absolutely flying out. It's the launch today, so don't forget. We've all been so excited how fabulous this has been, so well received, because it is a little bit of difference. It's got that crispness, it's got that quality, and especially because this time you have got your USB in there with all your coloured artwork on, 25 files on there, and in those files with different variations. So again, you've got lots of different colorways, plus like I've been doing green on green, pink on pink, but you can mix the tones together. So if you want the pink with the blue, or the pink with the green, or the beige with the caramels, you can do that. You've got so many different configurations that you can mix this with. But remember, it is only available here on the Carnation Crafts TV on their website. You won't be able to get this anywhere else. So shall we do another little card? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the green again because I absolutely love this. But like I say, with this one, if you wanted to, oh, I'm going to do it. Let's be bold. Let's be daring. So with this, obviously, you can cut your panels. Obviously, I would recommend using a guillotine, but I'm gone rogue, so I'm doing it this way. Okay, so you can see you've got your panel elements here. If you want to, you can put this down. We can change it, the configuration, how we're going to make the card. You can do things like that. You could literally just have this as a border across the center. You could add that in, so if you've got pieces left over. Can you see now how much potential you've got by just configuring all these different things? You might want to cut it into like squares, and then you could have a square at the top and you could have a square at the bottom. So again, you've got that look to be able to change this however you want, because once you've got it, it is yours and you can make and create what you want to. And wait till you get the next collections, and bear in mind, obviously you've got the square and the circle. You could actually then have the circle on there. Turn your card that way and have this, that would look fabulous. So again, you've got lots of different ways of working with this. And March and April is already sorted, shall we say. We have got everything ready for you. So when the time comes, you know, you can sit back and just get your collection. There we go. I thought, where's my scissors gone? They're hiding from me. But yeah, when I got this, I have to say, obviously this, you know, I was like, show me, I want to take it now, I want to be able to use it. The potential that I was like, oh, I could make this, I could make that. And, you know, the different things, you know, bookmarks, you know, you can make box lids, you can make pockets with this. Because you've got the beautiful tags, you can make some fabulous pockets for your journals and things like that. So universal. But I love it that it can be used as a standalone kit, but you can also use this as well if you want to. We're mixing and matching. So let's just style this out. So again, I'm putting the glue on my hand. I have patch tested. I am fine. This is water-based, so it will peel off or wash off. Do not worry. Do not do it with your pin flare. I'm just being honest with you. But you can do it with this one, so you'll be absolutely fine with that. So again, just add in this little bit of detail to this corner just here, just giving that little bit of shape. But like I say, with these, don't be frightened to cut into them. Don't be frightened to utilize them and give something a little bit different on there. You can do that. I'm just going to cut this one down a little bit more. And then this little piece I could actually use as a border. So the world is your oyster, as they say with these collections. But if you really want to be getting involved with this collection, now is your time with this one. So like with that, you could double it over. I'm just going to use a little piece because I want to just trim this and make it fit on a corner like so. Can you see? So it's not always about using it in the shape that it is. I want you to experiment with this. If you're never sure and you think, well, I don't want to print it out and waste my pro print paper, just cut it out in copier paper first and look at the shapes. Don't look at the colours, look at the shapes. And the shapes will give you the design and help you with it all the way. So do not worry. And then I'm just going to put a little tiny piece up in this corner. I'm just going to trim this bird off there. And we can add this in. But these would look fabulous with vellums and things like that. So hopefully for the next launch, I'm going to try... I say I'm going to try. We're going to try and get some... I'm being very bold today. I've made a lot of statements that, that obviously we've had to carry through. Well, just in case Kirsty's listening, we're going to have acetate and we're going to have vellum on the next one. I'm just saying. So, Kirst, if you're listening, please do so. So you can see we're starting to mix this in a little bit. But look at that. You've just got that beautiful mix up. If you want to add more bits down the side, you can take extra pieces and just add them in willy-nilly just to join the card and just add those little pieces in. So it's not about using it sometimes in its wholeness, shall we say. We are going to change it a little bit. Then I've got this beautiful green flower, this rose. How fabulous does this look? And again, I'm just lifting it slightly just to give it a shape and mold. I know a lot of you got your ball tools the other week, so well done for getting those. But using that with this collection is really going to give you... Do you know something? You know when you get the USB, you're going to open it up and you are just going to sit, probably with a coffee or a tea, and you're probably going to sit for about 40 minutes to an hour, just going through them all, picking out your favourite colours, what you want to mix with what, get a little notebook and just make little signs on there. Look at me, I've done it again. I forgot to stick that one on. See, I'm that giddy because I'm so excited thinking what I'm going to show you and how much we've got, you know, different things I want to show you. So let's just take that little bit of glue off, otherwise that will absolutely drive me crazy. So that's just going to sit on there. Then we can go back on with our flower where it should sit, because the lightness underneath, as you can see, I've done light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So that's the best way. If you're wanting to mix your colours up as well, think about using it in that way, because sometimes when you put colours on you think, well, that's dark on dark, it doesn't suit. Always remember light dark or light medium shade and work it up that way, and you'll get a better result with that. All I'm going to do is just add a little bit more glue. I'm going to take my sentiment, I'm going to curve it slightly because I'm going to make the sentiment sign a little bit curved. So if you curve it off, that will give it that little bit more dimension on there. So just centering that, but look how clean and crisp that looks. So I've used a smaller one because I want it to overhang slightly, because like I say, this is going to shape upwards. So this now is going to have that little bit of shape on there by putting the end bits flat but giving the top bit a shape. So that will just give it a little bit of dimension on there. Can you see how that's just arced slightly? So just got to hold the glue for a second or two, and then that will give it that detail. And then I've still got bits left over from my other panel that again you could then use on the inside. You could add that on different projects, but you have got the beauty of that. Just make sure that I've got that level, because I do feel I'm a bit wonky on wonky cam, I'm not going to lie to you. And then you can see that then is going to sit on there like so, and that's going to give it that beautiful finish again. But you've got dimension on that one this time, so your cards don't all have to be flat. But look how different it looks by cutting into that panel. Experiment, try it, because you've got the versatility of being able to print as many off as you want on that USB. You can actually underlay, and I tell you what does look great as well, if you cut like the trellis out twice and use a dark colour underneath with a lighter colour on top and just slightly offset it, that looks magic as well. If I get my bag of tricks in a bit, if we have time later, I will show you that as well, and that makes such a difference. But you can see how beautiful this collection is. The Heritage Collection launching here today at Carnation Crafts TV. You're not going to see this anywhere else. This is your time to be part of a new craft, shall we say revelation. This is incredible. But remember as well, there's free P&P on this one as well. I meant to say to you, I keep forgetting to tell you, I'm so sorry. It's free P&P today if you order this right now. But remember, if you order it for $59.99, you today are getting the USB for free. And remember, the USB is future proof. It's got the next 2 launchers that is going to be on there for March and April. So you've got everything on there to make some incredible cards with. I can't wait to see what you all make, and when you start putting them on Facebook, I do try and have a look and, you know, like your cards that you've made and everything like that. But sometimes, obviously, you can imagine with work, I don't always get time. But if I do, if I see a card on Facebook, it comes up on my feed, I will always like your work. So again, incredible designs. You can see how beautiful they all look. And if I bring in this one, look at that. How classy and elegant are these designs and cards for you. And you can see with the different colorways, you've got those heritage color paints in there, if that's what you want to call them. You've got like that chalk effect in there as well, which gives it that softness, that crispness, that cleanness. And I do think we are so ready for it. But just bear in mind, like I say, the stock is depleting so quickly today for this one. But if you want the whole collection with all the dies and that USB thrown in for free that's got the next 2 launchers on, that is yours today for $59.99. available all on the website. And don't forget your Pro Print paper, because on there as well, your Pro Print paper, instead of $14.99 is $9.99 for the 220 GSM, which is going to be great for this, because these are only single-sided, these aren't double-sided. It's a different format. So again, that one will be best, because one, it gives it the rigidity, and two, it's going to give it that strength when you are actually using it with it as well. So this time, oh crikey, are we all right in there, Bunny? Oh, bless her. Oh, cheer had a moment. As long as you don't fall off it, that's... I know, it's the excitement. Honestly, we have been so excited. We were squealing when we came off air earlier, because it was like, oh my God, they loved it, they loved it. I'm so glad, because like I say, it's just that little bit different. So making my card blank base, as always, I'm using the largest die from the collection, scored off about 1 inch down, and this is going to give me my card blank. I've used wet glue, because once this fuses, this is going to give it a super fast join on there too. So just make sure they're lined up, because I've squidged mine across. So make sure they're lined up, and then you will have that perfect finish. We're then going to go in with this beautiful Wedgwood blue, and I have to say, amazing. And what I wanted to show you is, we did this one before in the earlier show. Now, can you see with the trellis, this is what I'm saying, there's different colour configurations. You might want to do it in that beautiful, you know, like Wedgwood blue, but then you get this one which has got like a light blue finish on it. But what you can do is, like I say, you can layer them up and offset them slightly, and then you've got that underneath, so it gives it, shall I hold it up so you can see? So you can see if you offset it slightly and layer them on top of each other, that gives you that drop shadow. Can you see, just by dropping it down slightly? So that shows you how different they can all look on there as well. So really great. Same with the roses, just to show you. Can you see, I've got it in the Wedgwood blue, but then you've got that softer tone, but you could mix and match them together to get the petals different colours and things like that. So really interesting. You'll spend hours, like I say, looking at the colours, you'll print some out, and then what you'll do is you will sit like I did, and I lay them out all on the table, mix them round, play around with the shapes and things like that to give you that beautiful finish on there too. Plus as well, if you wanted to, and you actually, because with this is on the 220, okay, print it out twice, cut it twice, but then if you cut the die out on 350 GSM, you could glue this to that, and then it could be a card base, and you fasten the two together, and that'd look super pretty. Just putting it out there, okay? Just putting it out there for you all to shape it and try something different. So I'm adding the blue onto here. Oh, let me get this the right way round. There we go. Now, what I wanted to say to you is as well, yes, these are the mounts to use on the outside, but I had a moment where I thought, let's stick this underneath so you get that shadow-like effect. Can you see? So it softens it. So again, if you don't want the bold lines, you can do like that with the transparency. So again, it's just taking that step of having a go. And if you lay them out and just, you know, have a play, you are going to come up with so many designs. But thank you everybody for joining us again this afternoon. It's great to have you all with me again, and Bunny this afternoon, because Bunny is the, shall I say, she's the guidance in my head today. She's the one looking after me. She's the voice in my head, and I work better with voices in my head, I'm just saying. So yeah, Bunny has to tolerate and put up with me. Bless her. She's like that. As soon as I leave, she sits down and she's like, oh, thank God for that. She has to lay in a dark room. She doesn't. I'm only teasing her. Yeah, she has a strong drink and a little lay down in a dark room, and then a couple of hours later, she's all right. But yeah, I think I'm mentally tired. But most people say that about me, so it's fine. But can you see with that now how it's given it a different look? It's given it an aperture without cutting it. So again, there's different ways if you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm confident enough to do that and everything else. But again, going back to the light, dark, light, and then the dark. Can you see? So This is what it's about. So it can be something as simple as that. Then you do it on your card and you'll be like, I get it now. I understand it. My cards look right. Your cards are going to look just like the design teams if you just apply that rule and also use your pro print paper. But this collection it's just something else. It's that extra. You know, when you get a kit that is just extra and it does everything that you want to do and more, this is definitely one of those. I'm taking the decoupage bits and we're just building these up. You'll notice with me, I put glue down one side, but I always bend like the top bit up. I don't like it all to be like a cake where it's layering up like that. I will glue down the bottom bit, but leave this so this shapes up and forward. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own personal way of doing it. If you just like to stack it, but I sometimes then, like I say, I feel like it's a cake that's got too many layers. So I will just stack it slightly different. But you do you. You do you, and however you want it to be. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, if we can give you just a few tips for you to try, and then, you know, you have a go at home. Like I say, cut it out in copy paper, have a go at putting it together and then see what you think. Because at the end of the day, all you're using is a little bit of glue gel on there as well. But this collection is going to stand out. If you're going out making and selling on your stands, these are going to be the ones that people are drawn to, you know, because it's different, it's stylish, it's elegant. You really have got that different feel with this kit. And obviously by it being so popular as it has been today, I know a lot of you are thinking exactly the same. It's singing to you and it's making you think, do you know what, I want to try something different. That's why the Heritage range has been brought in with that fantastic USB, printable USB that you can now just take and print out your things with it. We're also very, very busy for the Pro Print paper. I'm not surprised. The 220 GSM, have a look on the website for that, because like I say, it's on a deal. Should be $14.99. It is $9.99 today. And you can see how quickly this has come together. You also get the little birds that normally sit on the background. So even with that, can you see I can drop in a darker colour to emphasize those? But this little character, I'm just going to sit him down at the bottom here because there's a lot of weight in the top of that card. I'm just going to add him here and he will balance that out. So again, you have got that incredible finish to your cards. All you've got to do is print it out, cut it out, and then use your creativity and put it together. But I don't mind if you want to watch this back, if you want to literally copy what I've done to give you the confidence to get you started, by all means do it. I do not mind. If it helps you with composition, it helps you with colorization, then do it. But this kit, having that USB with it is amazing. Look at the colors there. We've got the lattes, we've got the creams in there, we've got the different pinks and things like that. But we have got that fabulous effect on there as well. And we, like I say, we are so busy for this one. You can see with the product, you are getting a lot in this range. You are getting all your dies. I'll just quickly show you. All your dies to be able to cut out on the USB. So you can cut out all the elements on the USB. Look at that frame. How beautiful is that? And that's the ones where I get the mats and layers for my card blank base. You've then got the squares, stationary squares, and then you've got that beautiful rose. So even if you wanted to cut that out in white, just plain white, you can do that as well. But you can see with that, you'll also notice on the dies, when you actually use them, they're not just cutting lines, these are embossed. So you get more detail, you get more profile in there. The lines are very, very crisp, because sometimes if the lines are actually cut, it can sink and it loses its shape, and then you get like little holes in your work. Not with this. These are embossed, so again it gives that incredible texture in there. Then you've got your decoupage layers, which was the bits that I was showing you for the back of the trellis. And also, just to let you know, any of the future backgrounds that come in, these decoupage bits will fit. So in your next collection that we're launching March and April, these will fit onto the back of that as well. And then last but not least, in this collection today, you are getting your free USB worth $19.99 that is then got 25 different folders on there with different colour arrays in there for you now to be able to mix and match all the different colours, a plethora of colours in that. And bear in mind, this is only $59.99. Free P&P, but do remember Friday, the price goes back up if we have got any stock left. You cannot get it anywhere else at the moment, or even for the, next few, I would say at least month or 6-8 weeks. You cannot get it anywhere else. This is literally just for the Carnation Crafts customers here on Carnation TV. Let's go back to the boards. If you have just joined us, thank you very much. And I will go through and show you exactly what you're getting, because it's nice to see the metal, but it's nice to see what it cuts out. You can see the ornateness. You've even got all the shading, because these have all been coloured for you. Then you've got the sentiments, which have got that new style, new technology of actually using it, where you've got the matte layer built in when you cut it out. So it gives it crispness, gives it definition. Think of these a little bit more HD, shall we say. Then you've got the grounding for the rose. So if you just want the rose on a card, that will work. You've got your little bird there, and then you've got all your elements for your roses, both of them, to be able to matte and layer those together and give you that decoupage layer. You've also got on this, on the second one, this is the background one that I was showing you before. So these elements will fit onto here. Okay, same with the little birds, but if you want to, you can use the bird individually like I did, and obviously you're going to get it in all the different colorways. I'm only showing you probably about 4 of the colorways here. There is 25 different colorways in the 25 folders, but then there is other ones also in there mixed in, so you've got a plethora of colors. This is just so beautiful. Think of this as panels on boxes and things like that. For your background, like I say, you can see how different it looks in just 2 different colours. One's more of a pastel tone, one is more of that Wedgwood blue. But look how different they look. So you've got positive and negative, you've got day and night, you've got it all mixed together. Then you've got your stationary rectangles, again giving you that versatility to add these to your card, so it can be the main stature behind. But also you've got it where I hid it behind there, but again, it just gives you that plinth. You've got a large array of different sizes, and each one of those will cut out that size on the USB as well. So you've got everything there for that. Next up for you, we've got our stationary squares. And again, same principle with this, but mixing and matching these to bring in all those different designs for you when you need them. Even that centre bit, if you saw some of the cards that we did earlier, you've even got right down to the small ones. And I use that to make it like a little, like a little clasp at the top. So you've got all the things there to be able to use that with. These are your inspiration boards. These were done obviously to show you, you don't always have to use your dies as they are. You can just use sections. Use your essential shapes that you have got from Carnation Crafts. This will work together. You might just use a corner. You might use half of it. Like I was showing you before, snip into it. You don't have to use your shapes just as a square. Twist it, use it as a diamond as well. But you might just want the odd element on there that is really going to elevate it and give you that beautiful look. Think of these like photo frames. A beautiful photo could go behind there as well, which would look immense on there too. But if you're wanting something regal, something stylish, the heritage range is for you. And like I say, really so proud of the team here at Carnation Crafts for coming up with this, because it is something so different, but yet it is so beautiful. And a Carnation Crafts card is always immense. So to have all these extra bits on there now, you have got those details to add onto there to make it look very beautiful. Now, just to flick through some of the print offs, again, this is where the dies align. You're going to print off onto your ProPrint paper. Like I say, this is on offer for $9.99 instead of $14.99, and you can cut them all out at once. What I tend to do is put all the shapes in, like the little cello bags or little sandwich bags, cut them out and I leave them in that bag, so I know all them colorways are together, because there's nothing worse going through a box and you're trying to find the different sizes. I cut out 2 or 3 sheets, and then I know I've got 2 or 3 in the same size, but you can see the colors. Then I'll do the solid ones, put those in a bag, and I put the bag in with these. So then I've got the mats and layers. So organised, easy to get to, easy to use. You've got the large ones there as well. But again, panels on boxes and things like that. This is going to be so beautiful. Then you've got your colourways for your actual florals in there. Look at that purple. Look at that. Now, I'll be honest, I had to work quite quickly with this kit. I didn't get the purple ones to cut out, but I would say to you, when you do, cut them out because the purple are fabulous. Then you've got your printable solids in there, and this, the duo. These are on there so you can cut out your mats and layers, and you've got those ready to go. So really, really easy. But you can see with the colours, you have got those perfect colours on there as well. Just to show you those quickly. But like I say, there is those few, there's even more. There's so much to look at. You will sit, like I say, for a good hour with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, having a look through those. Now, this is the special extra, okay? Now, on your USB, for March and April, you will notice when you look through USB, you see these and you think, well, I don't know where they are. Dawn, where are these from? This will be your March release. We've put it on the USB already, because then you don't have to buy the USB again for these collections. So again, it's a Billy bonus for you as well. So next up, you will be getting the circle one, and you'll be getting the little deer on there. And you can see with some of the colours, I messed these up again. I don't know how I keep doing it, but that is, I'll show you the colours when we get to it. That's March. April, you will get the square with the watering can. And as we said before, can you see the roses? The roses from the other collections will work with that one. So again, you've got all that detail there to play with. And again, you've got the different colorways in these. So they are already on the USB. So just keep your eyes peeled. So you get 25 different colorways again in those for you to be able to use those and really get that potential to make lots and lots of different cards as well. Now look at that. How gorgeous are all of these for you to be able to use? So that's just giving you a sneaky peek to let you know. Right, but shall I go round? I'm going to go round, Bunny. I'm going to go round. Right, this is important. Okay, we have been playing this down because obviously we wanted to make sure that we'd got the show. We are now limited stock. It's going to be red on the screen in a minute, and when it does, that means you've got to stop what you're doing and you've got to get it right now, because if you don't, you will miss out. You really, really will. They're trying to make some phone calls, and they're trying to get some extended dispatch, because we're having emails already, people saying, am I going to miss out? Am I going to miss out? I don't want to miss out. So we are trying to get extended. I can hear them on my ear. They're on the phone lines now trying to do that. But we are now limited stock. That means, if you're sat here thinking, what does that mean? Less than 10% of the whole stock that we had, a week's worth of stock, is now literally depleting quicker than quick. That's why we've not been giving you lots and lots of updates, because honestly, we didn't want to panic anybody, but we are trying to get some more. But today we've done this, we're trying to get extended stock because we don't want you to miss out on the free USB. If you buy the bundle for $59.99 today, you will get this. And bear in mind what I was just showing you, March and April's next releases are on here ready for when we get to March and April. So it's like a preview, a sneaky peek, but also it's future proofing your system, so you're not having to keep buying USBs all the time. We are future proofing you for the next 2 launches to make sure that yours is on there too. Now I'm going to take it out, I'm going to do it because they know what I'm like. I didn't want to touch the packaging because it's so fabulous. But you have got your little heritage one, and this is a printable USB. Remember that, printable. There's only printouts on this one. And if you're thinking, how do I use that? All you do is take the lid off, plug it into your computer. It will come up wherever you store your USB files, and then you can just print them out. It's a simple, easy folders. But like I say, we are now limited stock, so it is red on the screen. That means it is nearly gone, so please check out your baskets as soon as you can. Make sure you put your appropriate paper in as well, because that will make such a difference to your print quality. If you've never tried it before, check out the reviews, and do remember to will we have a new Facebook page, Bunny, for heritage? No, just checking, everybody. It will still be on the normal Carnation Crafts page on Facebook, on socials and things like that. I just thought I'd check just to manage it. So just to make sure, but it will be on Facebook, so you'll be able to go and see some of the cards that have been uploaded, so you've got that inspiration. So now I just want to show you again, I've gone for that lovely, like very, very like soft gold, or that beautiful latte colour. And then I've mixed in here as well, like a soft lemon, but look how the colour, it's like using beautiful fabrics. And then I brought in that brighter lemon with that as well. So now we can give that little detail on there that's really going to give it that vibrancy. But with the white, it looks incredible on there too. So let's start adding this in together. I think I'm just going to pop this onto here and just add this on here and add this in. So let's do this as well. So I'm just adding this now onto here just to make my back of my card. Now this way, instead of doing it that way, we are now doing it landscape. I had to think then, landscape. Well, the thing is, I don't know my difference from my left from my right, so you've got no hope with me. So let's use the foam on the roll and pop this onto here. But we are just getting busier and busier now for this collection. I have to tell you, it's part of my job. I have to tell you, I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I don't want you to miss out on this one. Like I say, I can hear them all on the phone calls in the office, because obviously I've got a talkie back thing in my head, and I can hear them going, but we need this. Bearing in mind, everybody, there is the Chinese New Year as well, so I'm just putting it out there, so everybody just bear in mind. Right. Okay. Right, okay. Now, I've just had it confirmed in my ear. Obviously, with Chinese New Year, this is the issue we're up against, same as you. If you want to get this range, heritage range, now with the new USB, we have managed to secure a little bit of extra stock, okay? But the only thing is, if you order it now, you will get it at this price at $59.99, whereas if you buy it afterwards, you will then have to pay $69.99. But if you order it now, you'll guarantee that price, but it will be dispatched on the 17th. If you order it now, well, normally you'll get that done, but then if you go over into if you have to order after we've sold out, estimated dispatch is the 17th of March, which isn't that far away. So bear in mind, you order it now, we can dispatch now, you will get this tomorrow. But if you order, once the sold out sign comes on, then literally, just to clarify for you, just literally, if it sells out, you can buy it now at this price to secure your free USB and to make sure you get yours at that price. But the extended will be dispatched on the 17th of March, which isn't really that far away. And do you know what? That'd be a great Mother's Day present. I'm just saying. So if you want to get one of those, make sure that you get this right now. But like I say, the stock is very, very lean. We've tried not to panic you all and frighten you, but that's why we've been trying to make phone calls and stuff. But like I say, it will be dispatched right now if you want to get it while it is on the screen now. Okay, so do not worry. I don't want to frighten anybody, but I just want you to know. If not, you may have to wait a few weeks for it, because Chinese New Year, they've got to have their New Year as well, and everywhere closes over there. So literally, we cannot order any or get any shipped in. So there we go. So all I'm going to do now is just put a bit of glue on here. We're going to breathe. We're going to relax, and we're going to put this card together, because it's very full on in my head. I'm not going to lie. I've got a lot of words and a lot of information. Oh no, Bunny's trying to do her job. She's trying to film all this, do all this, and repeat different things. So we're getting through it together. But as long as you've got the information, you want it now, you can get it now while we've still got stock. But then if it sells out, you see sold out on screen, then literally it will be the 17th of March. You will have to wait, but if you do have to wait, I'm not being funny, you are still getting that price and you are still getting that free USB, so do not worry. Now, you'll just have to wait a bit, that's all. But, you know, sometimes, what is it they say? You have to wait for good things. So, right, I've taken one of the little plaques that normally you would put your sentiment on. But again, I've cut it in half because what we're going to do is just thread this in behind. So now we're like elongating it and just adding that little bit of detail, because the other one that I wanted was a little bit too big. So this, I can customize it and make it what size I want. So that is just going to add in there. But you can see already the balance of the colours, the purity of it, it just looks fabulous. Now, again, with the rose on this one, I have done a bit of snippability in there. And you'll also notice with the leaves, I've actually twisted it up and over. So don't be frightened to manipulate it, to shape it how you want it to form, because this naturally should be down here, but I've just twisted it up and shaped it in there. So have a little play around with it. Like I say, cut it out in copier paper or some cardstock you're not bothered about, and just have a little go, and you'll be surprised how many different looks again you can get with your styles with this. I'm just shaping it slightly as I go and just folding that up. And then what I'm going to do is just put this onto here. But I have to say a massive thank you to everybody who's been with us today, and everybody who's got this. You are going to be thrilled, and I can't wait to see what you've made with it. I know the team behind us are literally like headless chickens trying to sort stuff out for you all while we're on air. So there's a massive team effort that's gone into this today to make sure that none of you miss out, and we can give you the choice and the chance to make sure that you get yours. Now, this little piece that I cut off, I bent back, but again, I'm tucking it in that corner because it needs these little bits in this corner just to give it that little bit of detail on there. So I'm just adding those in. One of the decoupage layers, I'm just adding that in because that looks like a half open rose, shall we say. So again, you can just add in however you want, and then I'm going to slot this in. But you can see all my cards, I've had different layouts, different colours. So, and I've done 8 for you. So you imagine how many more configurations you can make by mixing and matching the colours. I've just done this. Remember the inspiration pages, you know, the boards I was showing you, they're available on the website as well. So do have a little look at those. Make some little sketches and things like that, and draw out, you know, the sketches so you know what to do. And also the photographs are on the website as well. So when you get your kit, print everything out and then just sit down and design whatever you want. So go on the Facebook group as well, and then, you know, I can see what you've been making and what you're doing and other people's inspiration. Like with that, hang on, glue's a bit wobbly wet. But if you wanted to, you could add a couple of pearls to that if you want. But do you know what? You don't have to. These are incredible designs that speak for themselves. And that you can see I've used the latte, I've used the vintage look, and I've also used that soft lemon in there. Colour palettes, if not, lay out your papers on the table and see if they go together. Don't just start cutting and going at it. This is going to give you a great effect on there as well. But honestly, the time is now upon us. What a day. I have to say, I've absolutely loved it today. Bringing you something new by the Heritage Collection here at Carnation Crafts, and you've loved it too, which absolutely makes our hearts sing here. Still, we've got a teeny tiny bit of stock available. Like I say, it is limited stock, so if you want to get this, and with repeats overnight and things like that, but if you see the sold out sign on there, you will be able to get it, but it will be on extended 17th of March. So just bear that in mind. But I can't wait to see what you do with it. Massive thank you to the fantastic team, Bunny, who's been with me today, and the team behind the scenes who make all this happen. And a big thank you to you at home for watching and getting involved with the Heritage Collection. I'll see you all soon. So take care. Bye-bye.